Now you have to recall that in our previous discussion we tackled a couple of things which we are going to have a clearer understanding today in this video, so please make sure you pay attention. If you watched my previous video, I told you the inconsistency between the timing that the hospital are saying that they had to meet the person of Mohbad and then the timing of which the report was said to be the early hours of which they had gone to the hospital based on the report by Instablog. I hope you noted that. Now, we are going to 𝐲𝐿𝐵. You see, when it comes to the whole pioneering of this news, there has to be a source or reference point of whatever reportage is going on social media, because as we go on in this particular segment, your eyes will begin to open up to a lot of inconsistencies which I think the police might be looking at. And the police, of course, has been doing some job behind the scenes which you don't know, but you're going to be showing that as well in this video. And we talked about the concept of the nurse, because news was that he was injected in the hospital based on the anonymous report of someone who claimed that he has seen him in the hospital and even taken pictures with him. So now the question of how many hospitals did they take him to? Were there 2 hospitals, or before they went to 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚘 hospital, were they from another hospital? And if they were coming from another hospital to 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚗 hospital, why would they be taking someone dead from another hospital and taking him to another hospital dead already? That means something is going on even with the story of the report about him dying. Now let's look at some facts right here. Now I'm going to 𝐲𝐿𝐵. 𝐲𝐿𝐵 has been on the whole issue with very dark black man �ψ𝐿𝐴 Olulayo. May they not come carry my name put inside though. You know, he says everything done there, everywhere don't scatter finish. I come here now, come they put tuna in direction, because some of you have consumed a lot of junk on social media because people just want to, of course, tap into the trend and then get the clouds. So now we are trying to do some debunking and some house cleaning, but thanks to my wonderful family here, you know how we do things here. So number one, this video you see right now that is circulating on social media, someone commented in the comment section and talked about this video where Mohbad was in the hospital and then he was saying that the NDLA gave him something to drink and all that. Please, my dear viewer, that video is almost a year old. That video was since last year when Mohbad had his fracas with Naira Marley. How do I know this? Some of you, when you watch videos, think as well. This right now, this video you see right here is the last moment of Mohbad.
Don't play. Don't play with the fucking game. How far away do you know?
Before he passed on, look at his hair. His hair was plaited. Do you understand that? Now, in the video that has been circulating of him being in the hospital, and then what he was saying about the NDLA was since last year. That is the video you are watching today, and you are saying that, oh, this is what happened, this is the hospital. Now, I notice when I write text on the screen, many of you don't read, so I have to say this myself. If you notice the 2 pictures, he's not wearing the same dress, but he has the same hair. That means he's going to probably the same hospital. If you look at the green curtains that are in both pictures and the location, it looks like the same place that he went to. Now, 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚘 hospital from our previous video has denied ever having him as a patient. That means they don't even have a record of him being a patient in their hospital. But it was 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚘 hospital that they were taking him to at the point of him getting injected. We are going to find that out as the video continues. So I had to make this comment now because some of you would not read the text I'm showing on the screen, because everything would not be said in the video. Even as I'm editing the video, I'm also thinking as well. So as you're watching me, think and pay attention to details. Let's continue. There is no video evidence that showed when he was in the particular hospital and then when he was injected in the hospital. So that video you saw is not a recent video. It's an old video of a past event, which we might get to look at later. So debunking number 1 done. Let's look at what 𝐲𝐿𝐵 himself posted as at the time that his death was announced, and you will see something right now which correlates to what we have been looking at before, and why the hospital might actually be correct in what they're saying that he was brought in dead. Reading between lines. First of all, 𝐲𝐿𝐵 came with this particular story that there was a fight between Mohbad and one of his friends. Remember, you were not there. I was not there. So while you are writing the comments you are writing, be as objective as possible. Fact over sentiment is what we believe on this platform. If you don't understand this, you are wasting your time here. Let's go on. So they had a fight that night. Made sure they frustrated Mohbad until he was triggered to punch the friend. And because I'm reading the concluding part, I have to give you a pretext. Look right here, he says, I'm trying to get a picture of the friend he fought in Ikorodu or with in Ikorodu that used that ring on him so that I can write the concluding part, which we are reading now, and know who to face. So right now, the initial story was that there was some juju used on him. Okay, the friend also hit him back. The matter went down that night of the show, and we all thought that was it until Mohbad became so restless, saying that place where he was hit by his friend was paining him and he couldn't move the hand properly. Before we knew what was going on, the hand started swelling. This time it was already going through pains. There is a man Mo talks to on Snap. He saved the man's name as Doctor. Think about that. It's a man that Mohbad himself talks to on Snapchat. He saves the man's name as Doctor. So someone is giving this reportage to 𝐲𝐨𝐿𝐵. Whoever is giving this reportage to 𝐲𝐨𝐵 is controlling the narrative. Think about that. This man knows a lot too, and somebody should please get Mo's phone as fast as possible. But by the way, come on, last time we looked at in our last video that at the point of his death, an official post was released on Mohbad's official Instagram handle and asking for privacy based on the situation as well. This particular post, I will share some of the his discussion with the man in the next post. So his discussion with the said man who is a doctor. But moving on right here, I have asked Mo's wife how we can get the phone, but he said the family are with the phone. This phone is very important right now, and that name saved as Doctor has a lot of information. So 𝐲𝐿𝐵 is in good tandem, because in this particular post 𝐲𝐿𝐵 shared his conversation or her conversation with the wife. But let's go on, because now you are beginning to see some truth right here from what has been shared. When the pain got intense, a nurse was invited to come and treat him at home. I now beginning to get the point. A nurse was invited to come and treat him at home. Unknowingly to Mo's family, it was said that what was used to hit Mo doesn't need any medical treatment. It just needs antidote. Long story short, after the injection, the pain still didn't subside. That was how they arranged to take him to the hospital, and he breathed his last. Now I have reached out to the wife and she confirmed the fight with the friend. This same friend has a strong link with Naira Marley. This is what 𝐲𝐿𝐵 now is saying. So 𝐲𝐿𝐵 got the information somewhere, and now he's confirming from the wife. Think about that for a moment. Like I said in my previous post, anyone Mohbad is close to, Naira goes after them to harass them or buy them over. The fight was that personal. This same friend is on his page mourning him like nothing happened. The oppression going on in this country is so large that everyone is trying to hush. Everybody is living in fear. Even Mohbad's family are still on that thread as we speak. So any interview you see from them are done under pressure. That is how a dreaded drug empire label end the life of a young promising star, Mohbad. Now what you are seeing right here is a narrative that gets to point back to the person of Naira Marley and Sam Larry. Now you all know that when it comes to the main agenda, because even Bella Shmurda talked about the whole idea of this whole justice for Mohbad, it's really about the oppression that Mohbad himself went through in life, like while he was living, based on the threats that were coming or the abuse he was going through. That is what he saying that is the main justice for Mohbad that is being called out for. I don't know if you get the point. So you see right here that depending on the blog for which you are following the particular story from, some blog just come out. So now you're seeing right here that this now confirms what the hospital said. So you have been watching videos on social media, cooking up different things, but you have not gone probably to the source or those who have linked to the real people to know what's up. So when the hospital said that he was brought in dead, think about that for a moment. Remember I said this in my previous video about the video that was trending of his own death announcement. Listen to when I said this. When they were announcing that he was dead in the car, and the hospital is saying as at 4:30 p.m. that as at the time they brought him, that he was brought in not alive. Was that announcement made before? If the announcement was made before he was taken to the hospital, there must have been a plan ahead of time. If the announcement was made after he was taken away from the hospital, that means the hospital were already sure there was no life, there was nothing going on, and he was dead. So the police would have to investigate if the point that video was made. That's why those 3 people are very important. Those that were in that car. It should even be more than 3, 4. Probably the person that was recording, because if 3 of them were behind, then that means there was someone driving the car, except the person that was recording was also the one driving. But those that were in that car needs to be questioned, because the timeline of that video is very, very important. I don't know if you're getting the point. Because so there was a nurse that came and gave him injection in the house. Remember, for him to be pronounced dead, that means there has been a competent body to pronounce that Mohbad himself was dead. Do you understand? So the idea or the notion that probably he might have been alive in that car as propagated on social media might be wrong if the hospital themselves confirmed that he was dead, as at the time that they came to the hospital and found out that he was dead. The hospital had not denied that they saw him in the hospital or he was brought in, just that they confirmed that he was dead on arrival. The question is, if it is a different hospital that Mohbad himself had been going to before and posting on social media like I just talked about at the beginning part of this video, ask yourself a question. Why did they take him to this particular hospital, that the Perez hospital that has denied, number one, ever having his medical record or even having him as a patient? Why didn't they take him to the hospital he was already familiar with, or would I say he was going to before? That particular nurse, you haven't heard anything about the nurse. You don't know what the nurse looks like. The police are the one handling that investigation. So, in the midst of all this I see on social media, we'll still continue with this again in my next video. I just want to stop here. What you have to know and understand is that the police is working on this particular case. Not everything you will see on social media. Naira Marley may not have a direct connection with this particular case when it comes to his death. But if his death has a hand of someone else involved in it, the person is closer to him than any of you listening to my voice. Till I see you next time, facts has no sentiment. Think before you type. 𝐷𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐷𝐿
Hello everyone, I go by the name Prime Boy, and I keep seeing a lot of rumors out there. Something happened on Sunday, this happened on Sunday, maybe that leads to death of Mohbad. Nothing happened on Sunday. Nothing happened. We were fine from the island. Mohbad texted me on Saturday. We could come to the island. He open me video call. Because anytime I see his call, I'm always happy. I was at Ikodu when he called me then. So he called me, okay, come. So I have to go because I called him when he was at Nairobi. I have the screenshot of the video here. He always called me, stayed here, me. He paid this, that. Ibrahim, I gain a lot from Mohbad every time. Man gain me. So tell me, why will I do that? I don't even fight with Mohbad. Do you even know who Mohbad is to me? Mohbad is my childhood friend. My close friend. And it's more in the industry. Mohbad took me to 𝐵𝐵𝐿𝐴 side, and 𝐵𝐵𝐿𝐴 gave me a good of 700k. Mohbad man fún mi ní free access láti wà láàrin àwọn èèyàn. So for me, ta ló fẹ́ dàbí ọ̀rẹ́ mi báyẹn. I am not saying I kill him. Gbogbo ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá sọ pé mo pa ọ̀rẹ́ mi, Ọlọ́run máa dájọ́ ẹni yẹn, àdàbí tí bá náwó nú ẹni. Because that Sunday, what really happened, me and Mohbad was on stage together. And Mohbad is fucking high that day. I know because so he sat down in his car after we came down from the stage. So Mohbad was jókòó sí ibi báyìí. I sat down there and his wife was in our middle. So I don't know anything that happened. He wants to get out from the car. And I was like, don't come down. Oh yeah, wait, let me go and clear the road. So me coming back to the car, I told Mohbad, see, Zlatan, I don't even fight with Mohbad. Do you even know who Mohbad is to me?